Here comes Benedict Arnold. Traitor.
Subjects of His Majesty King George III, do gather round and give ear, for we have most happy tidings. As you can see, the British Army has come to your liberation. And at the head of that army rides your fellow countrymen. Good people, I give you General Benedict Arnold.
Boo! Boo! Traitor!
Fellow countrymen of British Virginia, we come to your little city here in peace to bring you peace. You ought to be pleased to hear that, but you will be more pleased to know that the rebel insurrection has all but ended. The royal dominion of Virginia is now secure.
Sir, we've heard that Richmond's burnt. Is it true? Did you put torch to the new capital?
Take your pudding cap off when you arrest me, shopkeeper. During this campaign, we did, of course, liberate Richmond. However, no resistance was offered or given by your Continental forces or your militia. And your brave governor, Thomas Jefferson, brave man, yes? When he fled across the James River without even so much as a call to arms, he grabbed his fiddle and ran. So in answer to your question, sir, regarding Richmond, we burned only warehouses containing goods and munitions belonging to insurgents.
General Arnold, you're a traitor.
We're given to understand this rather obvious lack of credible information regarding the condition of the war. They say it will last when your capital will remove to Richmond town. But if you good people will remain civil, the general shall address you.
Good people, my message is plain, and it is sincere. Now I'm afraid, however, that perhaps my honesty may sting some of you. Wound those of you with tender feelings. I can assure you, however, that that outcome is furthest from my intent. But by God, you will have the truth from me today. You see, you were all misled. Misled as I was. Your Continental Army is a shambles on the verge of mutiny. Around 100 men every month desert from your Continental Army to join British lines.
We're not denigrating our husbands, our brothers, and our sisters, General.
I might denigrate no one. I'm one who honors the American soldier most. I fought and been alongside him. Outside the walls of Quebec, Valparaiso, and Saratoga. That same American soldier understands this lie of independence that he's been fed on. Aside from that, the Continental Army is in such a degraded state that it cannot keep in the field with these men. My God, there have been serving the Continental Army as old as 60. Some boys as young as 14.
You'll be pleased to know, Missy, your very own General, Anthony Wayne, while he's labeled these men as simply food for worms.
Now, the Continental Army, despite the noble, although misguided efforts of some men and former friends, such as Mr. Washington, Mr. Lincoln, Mr. Knox, but despite their very best efforts, your Continental Army is little more than a fable, a farce.
Now you ride in here acting like you're desirous of our trust, and you sit up on that horse and insult us the whole
Don't
time.
you take that pudding cap off when you address me. My God, you're lucky there's people betwixt me and you. Let's discuss insult for a moment. You wish to discuss insult with me? Your General Lincoln's fully aware of it. Last year, our glorious victory in Charleston, your General Lincoln got a taste of the insults and lies of your Congress. He had less than 5,000 men, and yet he was sacrificed. Up to 10,000 British regulars. Now this siege lasted for months. Yet no support was offered or given him in his hour of need, nothing. In fact, sir, your entire Virginia Continental Line was captured there. Some of you, like this scholar here, may ask how. How is this allowed to happen? Because General Lincoln was betrayed by your rebel government.
Traitor.
You want me to be a traitor, woman? I'll address your accusations of the truth. The true showing of the kindness of your leaders. Are you familiar with Valley Forge, madam? Of course. Are you all familiar with Valley Forge?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes. Back in '77, during the misery of Valley Forge, your noble congressman decided to hold a sumptuous banquet to close out the year. A feast for a king. Something that would make the world stop and stare. And what was it they gave your boys, madam? We see on this occasion your congressman, ever mindful of the suffering of its army. Well, they opened up their compassionate hearts to give your boy something really special. And what was it? You see, each and every man was given half a cup of rice and a tablespoon of vinegar. You silence yourself. I'll feed you a bayonet, shopkeeper. So each and every man was given a half a cup of rice and a tablespoon of vinegar. Who is your traitor? It is Congress, these men who sit fat and warm and well-fed, sipping wine by the fireside in Philadelphia, while they send your boys to fight and starve and die, and then they reward them. Here you are, boys, a handful of rice and a spoonful of vinegar. You wish to be armed, Mr. Shopkeeper? Then you answer me this. Were you not persuaded to rebel because of unjust taxes?
Well, that was part of it.
What part of it? Enough to send your boys to die? What's the other part, shopkeeper? Cat got your tongue. So ladies, you send your husbands, fellas like this who wear no uniform, send others to fight and die for them. Ladies, you send your sons to die for little more than 3 pennies a pound on tea? Is that the part you die for? Don't drink the tea. Yet now you pay 100 times more in taxes than you did before this war began. You and I are persuaded to rebel against the injustice delivered to us by faraway lords, lords that most of you will never see. Yet nearer lords, men you know, men I've looked in the eye, continue to inflict injustice upon us. Now, what injustice, you may ask? Aside from feeding the boys honest food at Valley Forge? Well, your economy is devastated. Your money is worthless. You have no imports or exports. Most of your officers and generals are corrupt and do nothing more than seek their own glory. And you have all, we have all been misled.
Your Honor, if I might, sir. We've been informed by Continentals who have recently come to our ranks that at present you no longer have an army. What remains is little more than a rabble. These men, they lack food, clothing, provision. But most of all, they lack discipline.
So where then is your promised freedom? Your supposed independence? There lies only down one path, and that is the path that I have chosen, through union. Union with Great Britain.
Oh, yes, General Arnold, yes. You were once true to our cause, but you cannot expect us to forget about the past. Your past, you traitor!
Seize that woman!
As you are! Stand down. Make no martyr of no woman or any man here for that matter. Now, madam, I have heard your concerns, but I can assure you that your conclusions are erroneous. Now, those like this woman here that would question my allegiance, but I can assure you I love this country. I have fought and I have bled in her service. I have suffered wounds, deprivation, and hardship in this country. I myself have been shot twice in the same leg, and it still hinders me. But I have the courage to recognize true betrayal when I see it. And each and every one of us has been betrayed by these filthy congressmen. Now, America's our home. She needs your assistance. Her only noble future lies in union with Great Britain. And to that end, Colonel Dundas, if you would, sir.
Lord North and the Parliament of Great Britain, upon instructions from His Most Gracious Majesty the King, assure that all the demands made by the First Congress of the United States will be met and honored. There is to be no legislation nor any taxation laid upon these colonies by Parliament.
You see, you've gained everything that you fought for. The King has granted everything that we fought for. Lay down your arms, bring your boys home. This war is over. We'll now see His Majesty's flag float above this city once again. Raise the King's flag! Raise it high!
It won't last.
Colonel Dundas will now present you the terms of liberty and loyalty that I can promise you will exist in this city until the soon-to-come surrender of your Continental Army and your Congress. Colonel Dundas, if you would, sir.
During our time in Williamsburg, you are free to continue your usual business if you take an oath swearing you will not take up arms against His Majesty's forces. Those who do not will lose their freedom and will be imprisoned.
Now you heed this if you've heeded nothing else. What you think of me, I give not a fig. I answer to my own conscience, but you have a care with these men in Congress and their Frenchy lapdogs. Most of you men here are old enough to remember the last war, but we expelled those wretched Frenchies from our land. Now your congressmen have invited them back. Perhaps you'd like to bend your knee to a Frenchy king or a Spaniard. I would rather be dead. God save the king.
God save
Sergeant. Colonel.
Traitor.
Dead man.
Yikes.
Persecuted, but not forsaken.
There's nothing that I do about lies. More like 30 pieces of silver. He's a silver-tongued Judas is what he is.